Welcome to the Canyoneering Karma podcast. Your host, Rich Carlson, is here to take you on a journey of learning and exploration. So grab your gear and a rope and follow along.
Hi, thanks for tuning in. In this episode, I have with me Pepe Barranco Benavides. ¿Cómo estás, amigo?
Hello, Rich, my friend. It's a pleasure to be here as your guest on your podcast.
Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. So, hey, Pepe, how long have we known each other?
We have known each other since 2009. We had the pleasure to inviting you to the first edition of the Desafío de Barrancos, if you remember. The race that was canyoneering competition.
I remember it very well. As a matter of fact, somebody just posted a memory on Facebook the other day with some photos. I think that was in 2012.
No, the photos that Manuel Gomez Chanok was the guy who posted, but the pictures he uploaded in 2012, but the competition was in 2009. The first edition of the Desafío de Barrancos was in 2009 in Sierra de Quila.
Okay.
Yes.
I remember meeting you at a course in Guadalajara.
But that was before the competition?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Maybe, yes, that was in 2008 when some guys from Guadalajara bring you to give the canyoneering level 1 of the ACA, the American Canyoneering Academy Association.
Yeah.
That was the level 1. I took the level 1, level 2, and the rescue course in that year. Yes.
So when somebody told me that you were a good graphic artist, I started sending you some work. I remember those good old days. I would give you a request. Within 24 to 48 hours, you already had some work ready for me, and it was always perfect the first time.
I remember the first jobs. So I also have a file, files of the work that I have been making for you and your projects since that days.
Yeah, you've done a lot of work for me. It's all been excellent. But
Thank you.
I do kind of have a regret. I started posting the work you did for me on social media. Everybody else saw how good you were. And I think you've kind of become the official graphic artist of the international canyoneering community.
Yes, it's very satisfying to find myself now currently working on projects around the world, and mostly related to the canyoneering world, or outdoor activities and mountain equipment. It's very satisfying.
I think anybody in the canyoneering community is familiar with your work. They've seen it someplace or another.
Yes, I have 22 years working on graphic design. And so maybe some people have been looking one of my works or graphics. Now social media are making easy to collaborate or contribute with many projects. What I mainly do are illustration, technical sheets, corporate identities, logo design, obviously, and some special graphic communication projects. But 90% of it is around the canyoneering world.
So I remember the competition that you hosted when you invited me to be a judge. You know, my
Yes.
Spanish is still not as good as it should be. You've mentioned the race a couple of times in Spanish. I just remember the t-shirts had intestines on them.
Yes, it's because the canyon where the first edition um, was the canyon was Sistema Digestivo, the name of the canyon, and that means digestive system.
Uh-huh.
So we make this T-shirt with graphics. With the front graphic was the digestive system, but with many small or tiny canyoneers. Um, well, some canyoneers are rappelling, or are jumping, or are water sliding, and
So Pepe, I have to ask, what canyoneering technique is used to exit the final part of the digestive system?
uh, okay, it's a secret. Was a very fun T-shirt. Many people already have the T-shirt on their collection, and a few days ago, I make a remake of this T-shirt on my website. That was just for fun. My website is full of T-shirts or graphic T-shirts, and that I make just for fun. Every week, I upload a new T-shirt, a new graphic, but that's what I make on my free time, and I really enjoy to spend time designing this kind of graphics.
You know, I like looking at your website. You surprised me many times with just creative ideas. You know, I mentioned earlier in our conversation that you've done jobs for me that I've asked you to do. There's been other times where I look on social media and I just have to laugh. For example, you took the totem and made a Teenage Mutant Ninja totem out of it. There was another one where you did like a Edward Scissorhand thing with totems. You made a stormtrooper weapon out of a totem.
Yes, that is this because the totem is my weapon of choice. Is For many situations I have been related about totem
Mhm.
since you design it and launch them to the market. And I'm uh, I'm a totem fan. I really enjoy to see how other people mm, develop new techniques or new ways to use it. And I really enjoy the to work with totem, and it's easy for me because I haven't make so many graphics with totem that sometimes I'm just um, working on other projects, or I see something on the street that said, um, what if I change this for a totem and I make something funny? And it's a creative exercise that I made every day. Every day I spend some time to get ready to work, and I spend time making things like this. So, sometimes are about the totem, sometimes are about cartoons, sometimes are about. But I try to make everything related to canyoning, to climbing, to mountaineering, or something that can be useful to make a T-shirt. And now on my website I have more than 100 graphics,
Wow.
more than 100 T-shirts, different T-shirts in 2 years.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're a big fan of the totem, and I appreciate you and your talent very much. I also admire about you, as I see often on social media, how much love you have for your two little girls. And
Oh yes.
you posted a photo once of your daughter drawing pictures of the totem.
Oh yes. Because sometimes I'm working here at the office, and I share the same space with my two little daughters. They have their playing room, and I have my office, and it's a good combination because sometimes the creative process is very stressful. It's not like you touch a button and your brain start working on creative things. But playing with my daughters all days make me be creative, and it's very happy because I'm very happy because I can share it. I can share my days with these two little girls and can have a balance between being father and being productive.
The most recent work I've been seeing you posting on social media has been about the International Canyoneering Rendezvous coming up in Mexico this year.
Yes. We have been in Mexico. Several annual meetings have been held on recent years, such as the Maratón Cañonero, the Confraternidad Cañonera en Jico, Veracruz, the Convención Cañonera México, and the Convivencia Cañonera in Huitamalco. And recently, the Congreso Nacional de Cañonismo, or the National Canyoneering Congress. But without a doubt, an event that will be more memorable is the RIC Mexico 2004. This event will take place from November 1st to 10th of this year in Agua Blanca de Iturbide, in the state of Hidalgo, very near to the Ciudad de Mexico, like 2 hours from Ciudad de Mexico. We're expecting like 300 canyoneers.
Wow.
Plus 15 staff members. No, 50, 50. That will be a big event.
So what are the canyons like for the rendezvous?
There are canyons for everyone, from short roads with great verticals and big rappels over waterfall, to long descents full of rappels, one behind the other, and water challenges. Now are 25 canyons already open and ready to receive canyoneers, but there are more canyons that will be explored before the event, like a week or 2 weeks before the event. There will be some friends exploring and making safety roads for the event. So we are expecting to have 20 to 29 to 35 canyons ready for the event.
What kind of canyoneer do you think would enjoy coming and is appropriate? I mean, is this an event meant for beginners, or should people already be experienced and self-reliant?
The event is expecting to be receiving canyoneers that have experience and can be able to move by itself inside the canyon. What is interesting about RIC is because an event, much as at the style of a Mexican party, where you can enjoy and share with people of other countries and exchange experience, exchange long talks with friends in the canyon, outside the canyon, in the dinners. When you have a great experience, it's a very good experience to be in rigs or in canyoneering rendezvous. But these events that are internationals are, I think, are the best experience that I ever have.
So I'm using the word rendezvous, but they're now being called RICs, RIC, Resemblement International Canyon.
Yes.
Getting that close. I don't
Yes,
remember.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
In Spanish, we said the Reunión Internacional de Cañonismo. Reunión
There you
Internacional de Cañonismo. We are, I'm participating with my personal brand, the Pepe Barranco, just as an advisor with the organization committee, helping me with the management of the sponsorships, design, and the graphic communication. But all the information about the event, about the lodging, about the canyons, about the travel tips, or any other information about the event is in the on the website, on the official website of ricmexico.org. It's www.ricmexico.org. And also on social media, if the people are interested to be in the event, it's all by RIC Mexico.
And I haven't attended any in quite a few years, but they used to always include like a banquet and opportunities for people from different parts of the world to do presentations on canyoneering in their part of the world. Sometimes there were skills workshops. Do you have things like that planned for this rendezvous?
Yeah, yes. On this rendezvous, we have the main activity all days will be canyoning.
Of
And in the
course.
morning, everybody goes to canyons. After that, we have base camp prepared with commercial area where some sponsor will be showing gear. Some brands will have workshops, gear exhibition. We have a food court in the base camp. Also, we have a big tent with a projector for presentations, or we have we call open forum to people who are interested to showing some destinations, some projects, some exploration in other parts of the world. And also we have a small area with some structures to have workshops, to have technical instruction from some of our sponsors or guests or collaborators. So they will be 10 days of full activities related to canyoning. And also by the night, we have the technical talks or the master class.
Sure.
And before that, we have the daily raffles. Now in this canyon, in this edition of the RIC, we have many people who are helping us and supporting the event. So we have been receiving many gifts and many support of these sponsors. We are very happy, and we are going to have daily raffles of canyoneering gear.
Very proud to be one of your sponsors this year.
I'm very happy to.
So last year's rendezvous, 2003, was in Spain, and I understand you attended.
Yes.
Have a good time?
I have a very good time. I was not expecting to be in that edition because I work with the organizations, the Federación Catalana de Espeleología. I work with him designing all the graphics and the communication, the t-shirts, many work. We have many work together. But like 2 months before the RIC, he contacted me and invite me to participate. So I take my bag, my stuff. I talk with my wife and say, I'm going to Spain for 16 days, and we'll be in the RIC Catalonia. And was a very nice experience. That my first travel to Europe. So I I really enjoy the experience to be part of the staff members. We have been working all days since morning. Um, I can't make so many canyons as I will like, but was very regarding experience to be inside the organization, seeing how the RIC works, and that give me some bases and some tips and some ideas to bring it to RIC Mexico.
So it's kind of come full circle. The original rendezvous back in 2003 and 2004, at least the original international rendezvous, were also in Spain.
I think that I think I have this information, but the 5 or 6th, see, the 5 or 6th rendezvous was in Mexico, no?
2003 was in Spain, 2004 was in Spain, 2005 was in Mexico.
Mexico, okay.
Uh-huh.
Many years ago.
Yeah. The co-organizer of the early rendezvous was a friend of mine from Belgium named Con Vianney. And one of my memories is we had people from all over the world coming to the rendezvous. And when we did presentations, they were presented in many different languages. And Con happens to speak English, German, Spanish, French. So when people would do a presentation, for example, if I did a presentation in English, Con would turn around and translate everything that I said into French, and then into Spanish, and then into German. We did a rendezvous in Greece, and he doesn't speak Greek. So he would translate into French, and then somebody who spoke French and Greek would translate from French to Greek. So even though a presentation might have only taken 10 or 15 minutes originally, it had to be translated in every language of the participants in the rendezvous.
I see that kind of problems or that we need to solve for the RIC Mexico. So what we are thinking, it's just an idea, but what we are trying to do this year is the master class will be in the original language of the speaker, no? And the presentation we're trying to have all the presentations in the original language on the live event, but also we want to have these presentations translated in a PDF format, so the interested people to attend the presentation can download it and have it in their phones in the language that they choose.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yes, we are trying to be. We're trying to have all the workshops and masterclass and the open forum presentations with like a month or 2 months before the event, so we can make this work. But now we don't have many people interested to present or be on the masterclass. So that's not the main reason that people goes to the canyoneering rendezvous, but it's interesting to listen to people with more experience than I in this kind of event.
I think what happens sometimes during rendezvous is people come with a lot of enthusiasm and they say they're going to do a canyon every single day while they're there. And then they realize that they might get a little tired and they want a down day. So instead, they play tourist for a day and go see some of the local culture. Or if there's workshops offered, they might say, this will be a constructive use of my day. I'm too tired to do one more canyon. So it's just rest days.
Yes, and there are many days. Some people are traveling Mexico like for 15 days. So some days before and some days after RIC. But during RIC, many people try to do as many canyons as they can. But you are right. Many people are prefer to rest or be on the on the on the base camp, sharing with other friends, or sometimes you don't know who is going to be there. So I experienced that in RIC Catalunya, because sometimes I want to go to from the masterclass forum to the the RIC bar, the RIC bar for a beer. And in this road, I take like 2 hours or 3 hours walking, trying to going to the bar, because I found some friends from Spain, some friends from Costa Rica, some other friends from USA, and you spend time talking about and sharing. And when I rise the bar, I spent another 5 hours there, because many people are there talking about experience or the canyon that they do in that day, or other canyons that you are interesting to make on the event, and you are um, asking to the people that they already do the canyon some technical issues. It's a very satisfying opportunity to share experience, to make friends, to meet friends. So I hope to all the people who came for RIC Mexico have the good experience that we are trying to make for them.
Rendezvous have done a lot to help build an international community of canyoneers. I also notice one thing some people try to do is plan every day of their itinerary before they come. And my advice is, look at the list of canyons and choose a few that you hope you can do during the rendezvous. But it doesn't make a lot of sense to over plan your schedule. Because like you say, you're going to show up and meet somebody that you haven't seen for a few years, and they're planning to do a different canyon. Just show up, be flexible, and plan to have fun.
Yes. See, yes, some friends from Costa Rica told me, Rick, that doesn't was what I expecting, because I don't travel every year to Europe to do canyons. And so I was expecting to do more canyons every day. And when they go to canyons on the first days, there was many people on the canyon. So they are a small group, like 5 or 6 members, and they want to do the regular canyoning that they do on their country. And I said, and I told him, the the experience of RIC is to let it flow with the group. Maybe are other canyoneers with more skills, more experience than you, and you can learn about their style, the gear. I'm in the canyons. I'm always looking the canyoneering harness of my partners, and I see different devices, different configuration of the gear, and in action you can see how they use it, and you can learn about it. But if you are trying to do canyons and fast, efficient, and and like an sport mode, you can do it, but you have to be in the canyon early in the morning before all the groups enter in the canyon and go into the canyon, and you can do that kind of canyoning. But if you want to share and learn and make many friends of other countries, you have to be ready to maybe not doing the canyon as fast as you want or efficiently as you want, but it's a very good experience to see people of other countries with other gear, with other skills, with other experience, doing the same canyon in a big group. It's like a party in every canyon. It's like a party.
There's a lot of different reasons that people get into canyoneering. Some people do it for the personal accomplishment. Some people do it for the social aspect. There's certainly some team elements to getting down a canyon. You have to rely on your partners. So rendezvous are certainly the same way. People will come for a lot of different reasons. There will be partying. There will be beautiful canyons. There will be a lot to learn, ideas to share.
Yes. In this edition, we have also like two big parties. One party will be at November 2, that is the Dia de los Muertos in Mexico. And we will have like a small celebration, sharing with all people the meaning of Dia de los Muertos, of Day of the Dead in Mexico. It's a celebration very different as the movies to share to the world. And that will be the first party or the first meeting by night. And I think this is an opportunity to share and to know many other people of that will be in the event. And on Saturday night, November 9, we will have the main dinner. The how can I say it?
Like a banquet.
Yes, the banquet for the end of the RIC. It's a day before the event ends, and that's another opportunity to share, to meet many people. Also, we have another related events in this RIC edition. There will be a canyoneering competition. It's a small canyoning race. It's a speed race in teams of 2 canyoneers. We want to share the basis and all the information of this competition on June. Maybe many people that are inscribed to the RIC will be interested to make a team and compete on the race. And many other people want to spend the day watching other canyoneers competing in this event. But well, this will be another complementary event during the event. We are a little bit nostalgic about Desafío de Barrancos, and so now we are trying to recover that kind of competitions. RIC is I think RIC is an opportunity to make the test, and if the people are interested to being competing in this kind of challenge, we can make it every year.
As a new standard feature of the RICs in the future?
No, we don't.
Or are you just referring to Mexico?
To Mexico. See, yes, the RIC organization are collaborating with the competition, and they allowed to have the competition during the RIC, but it's a complementary event. It's not part of RIC. No. If RIC participants are interested to compete, they have a special prize and some benefits. But because many other people from Mexico are interested to compete, but they will be not part of the RIC event, of the 10 days of RIC. They will travel only for the weekend, be in the competition, and then go back home.
I understand. Well, Pepe, it's always been a pleasure knowing you, and I've always appreciated the work you do for me. You're a very talented man. I appreciate you being on this episode with me.
Thank you, amigo. I really enjoy this episode, being talking to you, more than the daily chats that we have on WhatsApp or working on many projects. So I'm always open to share new projects, new ideas, and collaborate with the canyoneering community.
And I also appreciate your willingness to do this podcast in English.
Okay, I will invite you to my podcast in Spanish, so you have to be ready in a few weeks.
No, if we have to do a podcast episode in Spanish, it will not be a very good episode.
Okay, my English is not so good enough, but
your English is much better than my Spanish.
muy bien, amigo. We can be patient and have your episode with subtitles.
Thank you again for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks to you.
Hey, buen día.
Buen día, güero.
Bonus material for this episode is available in the podcast section of my website. Check it out at canyonsandcrags.com.
Thank you for joining us at the Canyoneering Karma podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, have fun, be safe.